Here I go again. It's your girl, Dr. Shauna, here on YouTube and Facebook. I am live, and we are going to continue our discussion with Amber Geiger as she sits and she waits for her sentencing. I am smiling. I am smiling. Yeah, I'm happy that new stuff actually came out. So we're going to talk about the new stuff that came out. Well, not that it came out like it's part of the trial, but in terms of it was permitted into the trial, into the discussion that shows her text messaging between her and her officer friends that really does speak to her character, really does speak to who she is. And the reason why I'm smiling, if I can say so myself, sorry, I have the air conditioner on. It's kind of cold in my office. The reason why I'm smiling, how you doing, Cassandra from YouTube? How you doing, family? I'm smiling because I really want to talk to a certain audience today. I want to talk to the audience that loves to make excuses for people's ways. The audience that loves to say, well, no, this is not a race thing. This is fear. And not that I totally disagree with that kind of audience, but I really want to speak to that audience today. And everybody else, I already know y'all on code, y'all on point, so y'all just supported me through it. But I want to have a conversation with the people who are mostly quiet, that I know they follow me because they keep reporting my videos. So I know you're following me. And trust me, we know when our videos are reported because they shut down a little bit differently. You know, they just completely stop and tells you you cannot record anymore. So we already know the people who are wicked like that. So let me just go ahead and take this opportunity to say hi to my community, because we're going to talk about Amber Geiger. We're going to talk about her gun laws and gun safety rules. We're going to talk about her social media receipts, which are best street receipts. We're going to talk about briefly a strategy that we use, but I'm not going to go deep into the strategy because I do believe that certain things should not be talked about online. So I am going to talk about briefly a strategy that we need to get into. And I'm not the only person that makes these kind of comments. Somebody else makes these comments all the time. So we really need to get on code with that. And I want to talk to the people who take up their so-called friends and a so-called family who may be on the other end of the spectrum, meaning who may identify as a person of African descent. And I know that these kind of videos make those kind of people very uncomfortable. So I'm going to speak to those people today. I think it's about time we start having a conversation with those people today. So I'm not going to be on here very long, guys. Still get my son from school, but we're going to have this conversation briefly. As always, share the video, please. Share the video, like and follow me here on YouTube and on Facebook. And to my Facebook community, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get rolling. To my Facebook community, y'all going to have to start going over to YouTube, because Facebook and their shenanigans, they are banning and blocking a whole bunch of us. And YouTube, even though they shut down some of our accounts, they're a little bit more lenient. So until we get live feeds on our black social media channels, I have to start strategizing. So I'm going to need y'all to get used to going to me over on YouTube, dear Facebook family. And the YouTube channel is Dr. Shauna Etienne, that's all you have to put in. If you put in Dr. Shauna, you're going to find me. Now, I do my Sister Lock channel, which is a new one. Don't go to that channel unless you are a woman and you're interested in stocks, or you're in part of the lock community. Then you can go to that channel. If you're not in the lock community, if you're interested in getting into the lock community, if you're not interested in your natural hair, if you're not interested in relief from the other people's hair syndrome, because I used to be in people's hair club. I'm just saying, no shade, no shade. I used to be in the other people's hair club, and I retired. That club anymore. And if you want to get out of that club, you can come to my sister journey, and I talk about the stuff that I go through with that hair. But other than that, you're going to find my channel. It's Dr. Shauna Etienne. You will find me. Go over there so we can go out from there. We say hellos. What's up, Miss PhD? Hello, Ronnie. Somebody said she retired too from the other people's club. Yes, baby. Jesse said, huh? I don't know what he's saying huh about, but hi, Jesse. What's up, Nick? What's up, Cassandra? How's my family? Are you doing? What's up, Abdul, Gwendolyn, Jennifer? I see Justin, Ogdon, Keisha, Janice. How you guys doing on Facebook? Let's get going. So I titled this video, Be Sure of What or Who You Are Shooting. I got that out of the National Shooting Sports Foundation's page. Their rule number 4 when it comes to gun safety. Rule number 4 under the National Shooting Sports Foundation when it comes to gun safety, it says be sure of your target and what's beyond it. Because once you shoot somebody, and especially if it's lethal, we're going to talk about, you can't bring them back. Once a bullet hits you, that's it. Some people are lucky, but a lot of people die every year from guns or from people misuse of guns by crazy people, period. Not guns, because I am an advocate of guns. I'm not an advocate of gun laws, although I do think that there are some laws that should be put in place. I want to be able to say that. I do think there are some things that we need to put in place, but don't take my right to have a gun away from me. So I am not an advocate against guns. So y'all can quote me on that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I am not an advocate against guns. However, I do think that we all have to be responsible in our gun use. And Amber knows that. Amber knows that. So those crocodile tears don't mean nothing to me. The reason why I say that is because Amber's intent was to use lethal force. That was her intent. She always had that mindset. That is her mentality. That is who she is. And we have to come to terms with that. We know this anomaly, but I told you, I'm speaking to a certain population of people today. Y'all just in my audience. I'm speaking to a certain population of people today. We have to come to terms with that. We need to stop all bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry. I know y'all got kids that watch me. I'm going to try not to have a potty mouth. We got to stop all the BS. We got to stop all the BS. And we got to start saying, oh, she was afraid. Oh, she was afraid. Let me tell you something about Amber. I always say this about Amber and everybody else. Our words, the things that we say out of our mouth, it will reveal our hearts. For every last one of us, not just Amber, every last one of us, the things that we say out of our mouths reveals our heart. And I don't take that statement lightly. We always say stuff like, you know what? Put it out there in the universe. Put it out there in the universe. Speak it into existence. That crap is true. It's true. She spoke this stuff out into existence for a very long time. It was her mindset. It was her makeup. It was her belief system. So we got to really understand how words work and how words have power. And the more things we say, whether they're positive or negative, the universe will return them to us. We will find ourselves in a situation. And that's exactly what happened to Amber. Some of her Pinterest posts. She wears black, and I'm just paraphrasing. Y'all going to have to go and look it up. She wears black so she could be prepared for your funeral. So somebody walks around with that kind of messaging on their body, on their t-shirt, or that kind of messaging on their social media page, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it don't matter. If that's the messaging that they're putting out there, that they wear black so they could be prepared for your funeral, those sound like positive words to me. Maybe you. I don't. And the reason why I'm talking about that, what's the other thing that somebody's going to have to put it out there? Go ahead and find it. Somebody put it out there, post it so the audience can know. She repeated the Navy SEALs type of motto that they go by. Something about get low, aim, shoot to kill, shoot one, whatever case like that. I forgot what it is. But it's something that they put out there that talks about how you shoot to kill and it's a skill. This is the kind of stuff that was ruminating in her mind. This was her thought process. This is what she fed out to her social media community over and over and over again. So to me, if I say words reveal the true heart of a person, to me, that's how she thinks. And I don't know, maybe it's this to other people, but for me, if you think like that, I don't know where fear fits in that. Everyone is saying in a certain community, I'm talking to a certain audience, they're saying it wasn't raised, she was afraid, it was fear, it was fear, it was fear. I don't know. She sound ready to me. I think it was only a matter of time before this woman was going to catch a body. It was only a matter of time because her mind was already conditioned in that way. Her mind was already prepped for this. I say to people all the time, we need to listen to people's words. We need to pay attention to their actions. We need to listen to their words, and we need to pay attention to their actions. Go back and read her text message. I'm going to go over some of them here. Go back and read her text messenger, because her text messages tell me exactly what she needed to do to people who she don't like. And according to her, she don't like anybody. She hates everyone, if I'm not mistaken. If that was her word, I think she said she hates everything and everyone. So this is why I'm telling you this, guys. What's up, Ramsey? How you doing? What's up? Let me stop. I'm saying this to you. I am concerned about the sentence. I'm being honest with you. I am concerned about the justice that Bo's family is going to get, and us as a collective. We're trying to move collectively. I am concerned about what sentencing he is going to get. I'm just being honest with you guys. Because her thought process is sick. Her belief system is sick. I'm very clear that she is racist. I'm very clear on that. There's nobody that's going to convince me otherwise. And I'm about to explain to you guys why. Just give me a second. But I'm very clear about that. And this is why our brother Tariq Nasheed has said before that we have to start getting the names of the officers in our communities. And he tells you guys other things to do, which I'm not going to mention here. Y'all going to have to follow him. Y'all going to have to see what he says. But I agree with him 100%. I have always moved in that way. I know the police department in my neighborhood. I know police officers on the force in my neighborhood. Not too long ago on my YouTube, on my Facebook page, I posted a picture of my son, my youngest son, with police officers, and I got a chance to order their names. And that post did not get a lot of feedback from people, because people don't think critically. They don't understand strategy. I do. I want to know every last one of them in my community. I want them to know who my children are. I want them to know my face. And I want to know about them intimately. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. Queen put it up. Queen said her post was, stay low, go fast. Kill first, die last. One shot, one kill, no luck or skill. Stay low, go fast. Kill first, die last. One shot, one kill, no luck or skill. So you got to understand the mindsets of people. You got to understand the mindsets of people. Well, we have known that about us. See, because most of us, we don't start digging receipts. Most of us don't go through people's pages and start combing all the way back. We hide it because we like stuff that's fast. We live in a popcorn society. We want everything over right there, right now. We don't want to do the work. In order for you to dig, to see how mindsets are, you got to dig and dig and dig and dig, because people are not thinking. People are posting on social media out of emotion. They just like to post. They're out there, whatever their emotion is for the day, they will go ahead and they put it out there. You can go to anybody's page, and I say this all the time. Go to people's pages and see how you post. It'll tell you somebody. I know who's single. I know who's married. I know who's struggling in their marriage. I know who's fronting. I know who's a liar. I just watch what people post. I know who's hateful. I know who's negative. I know who's passive. I know who the good old baby white Jesus got control over their mindset. You go down there and you look at people that'll tell you exactly who you are dealing with. That'll tell you exactly who you are dealing with. So let me get back to what I'm saying about the department. When I put that post out there, a lot of people didn't like to respond. They didn't like to respond because they feel some kind of way. They're so angry at the police that they can't understand the game of chess. They're so angry what is going on within the police department and how they have been given permission to treat us as though they are the military and we are the terrorists. And they have come in and they have handled us roughly. I get it. They handle us in inhumane ways. I get it. But that cannot cause you to lose focus. That cannot cause you to start playing checkers and forget the game of chess. You cannot do stuff like that. You better know everybody in the precinct in your neighborhood. You better know everybody who's going to be handling your children when you are at work. You better know who's pulling you over. You better know everything about that person. Why? Why? Look at this case right here. Let's talk about Amber social media accounts. Because social media, for many people, they produce the best receipts. And let's look at her account. In January 2018, just last year, almost 2 years ago, she was at the Martin Luther King parade, the MLK parade. And she's texting back and forth with her partner. She's saying stuff like just pepper spray them. Because he was saying he couldn't get through the crowd. Not that they was fighting, not that they were rowdy, not that there was anything that presents a risk of harm to the audience. None of that. Just that it was so many people, so many us out there celebrating MLK. And her response was to pepper spray them. So for me, I already know my history. I already know everything within the social historical context in America. That's the same as hosing us down. You can't get the crowd to do what you want to do. You can't move them. Peaceful protesting, hose them down. Let the German shepherds bite the hell out of them. Hose them down. Who the hell cares? So now you're going to talk about pepper spraying us? And we're not doing anything? We're not doing anything. You're going to pepper spray us? So how does she see our community? But yet people would say, I don't think that she racist. I think she was afraid. Goldilocks is afraid. Absolutely, Ramsey. She is a race, and we have to start being okay with these kind of conversations. We have to start noticing people and their ways, the words that they use out of their mouth, their actions that follow it. We have to start looking at what they post. We got to know who they are. You understand what I'm saying? She's out there saying pepper spray them. Another thing she said, when an officer said to her about MLK parade, when does this end? She said, when MLK is dead. Oops, oh, wait. So we joke about stuff like that. That's okay to joke about stuff like that? And we make kind of excuses? That's not a game. So, but we are the first people that like to say, oh, you know, we like to hang around the people that so-called celebrate MLK. That so-called, you know the people that I'm talking about, that so-called like MLK and what MLK stand for. This is how they think. She has a mother, she has a father, she has a family, she has cousins, she has aunties, she has uncles, she has grandparents, and she has friends. This is how they think. Just like many of us, we think similar to each other. Don't make no mistake. We can walk down a block, down a neighborhood. We can look at each other, nod our head. We already know what we're about. We keep it moving. We already know. We know who's who in our hood. Even if we're in a totally different, I don't care. You can go to a totally different state and see somebody that look like you, and they give you the nod. You give the nod. We already know what's up. We already know. We have our silent ways of moving. We have silent ways of communicating to each other that only we would know. So what makes us think that they don't either? She's a race soldier. And her text messages make it very clear that she's a race soldier. She goes on to say September 4th, there was a joke that came into her from somebody else about they have a German Shepherd saying she should have a German Shepherd, but he's racist, meaning that the dog is racist. And Amber says, but the guy comes back on a text and says he's just like you. And Amber says, I hate everything and everyone. So she did, I'm not racist. Come on, she already knows it. She understands who she is. We want to make excuses for her. We want to be like the bailiff, fixing her hair, wiping her, stroking her, giving her tissue to wipe her tears. Like I said, she might as well just blew her nose and wiped her behind. We want to be like this kind of bailiff. Oh, she's a nice person. She's a nice person. No, she's a race soldier. And what's me about some of our people is even when this information comes out, we still make excuses for this. We still make, and the number one reason we try to say, well, if she's a racist, I know a whole bunch of black people that are racist too. Am I wrong about that? See, this is what I'm talking about. Dwayne says, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Not too sure, brother. No disrespect to your name. But Dwayne says, but did this bailiff comfort the John family? No. 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 And whoever wailed out in the courtroom immediately said there will be no outbursts. If you have an outburst, you'll be removed. So I get it. This probably happened on recess. I understand that the court wasn't in session. She's over there rubbing her head, but why? But why? Because it's people like her that would turn around and say, I don't think that she was a racist. That she was afraid for her life. Afraid for her life? That's right. No kumbaya. Afraid for her life. She wasn't afraid for her life. This is who has posted on many of her pages that she shoots to kill. She wears black and she's ready for your funeral. She hates everyone. And if she could have a dog in her little apartment, she took that German Shepherd and would have been happy that that dog was racist. This is her. This is her. So we have to recognize all of that. But here's the thing I want to say, and then I'm out of here because I'm not going to be on here long. This is the thing I want to say. Understand this. And I'm talking to those of us that have so-called friends and family who identify as white, are classified as white. And we try to protect them all the time. Now, I'm using my words carefully because I want to make sure the audience that I'm speaking to, they know what I'm saying. I'm speaking to those audiences that are in a conflict of interest because they don't want to see their white friends and their white family as racist. They don't want to see their white friends or their families as biased. They don't want to see the world. They don't want to see the world in that way because they're torn. They're conflicted. Even though they know all of this stuff is going on, they want to be the one that says, it's a shame that this is happening, but my friends aren't like that. My family isn't like that. It's a shame that this is happening in the black community, but I wish they would see that not all white people are bad. I'm talking to that particular audience. Yes, Dwayne. Dwayne said the Stacey Dash syndrome, and you heard about what happened with Stacey Dash, right? That's a whole nother goddamn conversation. I was thinking that I want to talk about her, about this, but I want to talk about this. I'm talking to that community. I have a lot of people who are biracial that follow me. A lot of people who have white family members that follow me. And I have some people, not a lot of people, but I have some people in my audience that are allies. They are allies. I'm talking to those people. I'm talking to those people. We got to start getting real. We got to start getting real with ourselves. There is something I want to say. And let me just put it out there. You don't know your friends and your families in the thought. You don't know what their belief system is. You don't know what they think. You don't know what their implicit biases are because they are privy to their own thoughts. I'm talking about those who say I have white friends. And then we have those who have white family members that they know for a fact that their family members do racist things, have racist comments, have racist actions. They know that for a fact. But yet they stand up and defend this kind of stuff because they're torn. They're in a conflict of interest. Come on, we know these people are out here. But I want to say this to you guys. You don't know what their inner thoughts are. So before we get up there and we start caping for people and saying who's not racist, who cares, who has black friends, oh, but her kids are black. Let me tell you something. I have treated people in my practice who are biracial and their mamas are white. And their mamas have said racist things to black kids. And these kids struggle with this. I have treated people in my practice who are biracial and they don't know their white family because the minute their mamas or their daddies, usually the mamas, not the daddies, but when their mamas have stepped up with a black man and had children by them, their families have abandoned them. So don't sit up here and tell me that all of a sudden everything is kumbaya. I have watched people get married and they got like 10 people who are white in their audiences and everybody else is black, but they're interracial relationship. But you're going to just chuck that up to everybody was busy? Everybody couldn't make your wedding? I have gone to family reunions or family events and family parties of interracial couples, and all you see for the most part are black people present. And you might have those one or two white people there. Is that really a mistake? But we don't really like to talk about bias. We don't really like to talk about racism and what it is as a system. What racism truly is. We don't like to talk about those things. I'll tell you here that all these people that have these vile thoughts, these vile words, these vile actions towards us, they always say that they're not racist. The same people that do racist things, say racist things, and operate in a racist fashion, they are the first people to say that they're not racist. There are white women who are dating black men, and they know a fact that their parents are racist, but they won't even speak out on racism. They won't even speak out on injustice. They won't even speak out on what we experience every day. And guess what? They don't even speak out on their own implicit bias. But it's always our people that run to their rescue to say that they're not racist. We need to stop doing that. We need to absolutely stop doing that. You don't know what people's thoughts are. You got to pay attention to their words and their actions. You got to see who they associate with. What are the things that they share and what they post about? Because let me tell you something. When I was in college, I went to a college that was predominantly my undergrad, my bachelor's. And y'all know I got 3 or 4 degrees. But when I went for my bachelor's, I went to college in a town where the black population, if I'm not mistaken, was 3%. 3% in the black population, right? My high school was another high school that was primarily white. In a white community with primarily white students. And sometimes the races clashed, right? So when you're in that kind of environment, and you have these pseudo friends, and call them pseudo friends. I'm going to tell you right now why I call them pseudo friends. You have these pseudo friends who are white and you'll rock all through college. Your graduates might see each other a year or two after that. And then the real world starts to happen. You do start to open up your eyes and you start to ask yourself, are they really my friends? Because when something happens to someone in your community, they're not posting about it. They're not talking about it. They're not sharing the information. They're not. They're not standing with you. They will listen to what you're saying. As a matter of fact, I don't know if they listen to what you're saying. They probably click off because they don't want to hear about it. And then they go back to their white life. Posting pictures of dogs, them kissing their dogs. Right? Posting pictures of their little children splashing in the water in the backyard in their pool. Right, with their nice little community, posting wedding pictures, they posting St. Patrick's Day pictures, Christmas pictures, St. Valentine's pictures. They're posting their vacations with their loved ones, sitting in their backyard, drinking a glass of wine. Meanwhile, your black ass family friends is getting shot the hell up and they're not posting about that. They're not calling you to ask you how you feel. They're not checking on you to say, what can I do? Can I raise money? How can we help? They're not doing that. No, 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 baby. No, after college, after college, they go back to their white world. You go back to your black world. And that you might find one or two of them, and I know one or two of them, that you be like, oh God, they just love black people. They be ready to fight for you and with you. There are one or two that's like that. One or two out of millions that are like that. They more pro black than like what's her name? What's the one that's transracial? She probably more black than half of us out there, even though she still uses her white privilege. What's her name? Rachel Dolezal. You find some of them like that. They know more about black history than you do. They know about all the black leaders, what they stood for than you do. They share it on their page. You find very few people like that. Very few people. But for the most part, they go back into their own little world. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm out of here. Somebody said tongue kissing their dogs. She said it, not me. I'd be like, get your goddamn dog off of me. But that's it. I'm going to tell you why this is a problem. Because racism, people, we need to stop saying this. I'm going to tell you why it's a problem. Racism is a system. See, we have been sold a lie. We have been sold a lie. We have become so accustomed to believing that racism is the person that shows up with the white hood and says, oh, you niggas, I hate all you niggas. That's the person that has the Confederate flag and a red pickup truck with the shotgun on the back. We have become so conditioned to look at that as racism, not realizing that racism is systematic. It is systemic. It is a system. It's a system, and those who don't speak out against it are benefited from the system. And if you are benefiting from the system, you don't speak out against the system, you are a participant in racism, therefore making you a racist. We have to understand that. I think Dr. Joy DeGruy says it best. Dr. Joy DeGruy, the audience, the white audience in terms of being racism. What are some of the effects that racism has? And different people raise their hand in the audience and they talk about, healthcare. Racism is in healthcare. The school system can stop people from getting jobs. You can stop them from getting mortgages, redlining, keeping them out of certain communities. All this stuff. And the white people, they're so happy. They go on and on and on about all the things that happen affect black people, that are racist and affect black people. And these are all the list of the things. Inferior educational system, inferior health care, redlining, price gouging when you charge people more money than anybody else. They list all of this stuff. Then she asked the audience, does anyone believe that black people can be racist? And then some people raise their hand. Yes, I'm gonna need y'all to stop doing that dumb shit. I'm gonna need y'all to stop doing that. I'm gonna need y'all to stop doing that. So you got to know the difference between being prejudiced, discriminatory, a bigot, and racist. I'm gonna need y'all to stop doing dumb shit like that. But they raised their hand. And here's what Dr. Joy DeGruy said. Dr. Joy DeGruy said, how does black racism affects white people? Besides your getting hurt. That has no power over you if your feelings get hurt. That's emotion. So she asked them that, and everybody's like, no one thought about what they was going to say because they couldn't say anything. So race is a system of power and control. We're in a domestic violence relationship with America. And there are people who benefit from the system, don't speak out against it, don't fight against it, and they won't. And therefore, they're complicit with a system that is racist in and of itself. We got to understand this. We got to stop doing dumb shit. Because we give them ammo to say, all right, well, no, black people, that was racist. And then we be jumping on the back of it. Yeah, you're racist. No, sisters and brothers. No, stop doing that dumb shit. You want to call a bigot? Call him a bigot. That doesn't sound as nice, right? You're a bigot. That doesn't sound as right. So everybody was saying, oh, you're a racist. No, use the term correct. Amber Geiger is a racist. Amber Geiger is a participant participate in a racist system. She agrees with the racist system. She is programmed by a racist system, and she does nothing to act out about a racist system. She didn't even want to be at the MLK parade. She looked at us as animals. She treated us with inhumane thoughts. And trust me, had those thoughts went on long enough, it would have been inhumane actions toward us. And there's a system that goes on that allows that kind of behavior. And that's why her and her co-workers was able to send text messages back and forth that were racist. And guess what? Her and her co-workers are people's family members. They could be your family members. They could be your neighbors. They can go to school with your kids. And you, meanwhile, your kids in their house playing because you the mindset, white people are bad. You don't know their inner thoughts. You don't know their inner belief systems. You haven't watched them enough because they come with a smile and they extend their hands toward you for a shit. You eat it up and say they not bad. You got to understand, it's not cool to be racist. It's not cool to be. Nobody wants to be racist. A racist don't even want to be racist. Why do you think they got rid of those hoods? They don't even want to be racist. So to all my biracial butterflies, my interracial couples, look, you are who you are. You can't change the fact that you are biracial. But you can change your history, knowing your history. You can start looking at America exactly how America looks at your ass. You can start doing stuff like that. You can't stop taking up for people like you know their inner thoughts and defending people only because you're in a conflict of interest, because you feel torn. You can stop doing stuff like that. You absolutely can stop. You can start speaking out against your family members and your friends, even if you lose them. Even if you lose them, and we like to talk about the truth. There are a lot of interracial couples, and the person in that relationship knows that there's racism in their relationship. And there's a lot of arguments between them. You can start facing the truth. Now, I'm not telling you to leave your partner. I'm not telling your children you to leave your partner. I'm just saying we can start being honest with ourselves. All right? So we're going to stop the bullshit that call it black people racist, because we're not racist. Yeah, some of us are bigots. Some of us are discriminatory. And we should be. We should be. Absolutely. Absolutely. I said we should be. And what I mean by that, we all discriminate every day. Every last one of us, we discriminate every day. You choose what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, the people you're going to talk to, who you're going to trust. You use that every day. And discrimination, not in the sense of being racist to overpower somebody, but discrimination has kept a lot of us alive. And we're being honest with ourselves. See, we don't like to hear those words, discrimination. Sounds bad, right? Oh, I didn't discriminate. I do. I like to stay alive. Shit, I don't know about you. I ain't got time to try it out. Maybe they are nice. Nope, not at all. I got to stay alive. I know that hurts some people's ears, and I'm okay with that. Now, it doesn't mean that I won't forge a relationship with you. I will. But let me tell you, I'm assessing. And that relationship is a business relationship. That relationship is a professional relationship. That relationship is an ethical relationship. But are we going to be kumbaya with each other? Probably not. I'm just being honest. Probably not. Probably not. Now, am I a bigot? I'm not a bigot. People call me a bigot. Because when I say things that hurt their ears, they get offended. So they're trying to find a word to attack me. And so they say, oh, Dr. Shorter's a bigot. You're a bigot. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. I'm not a bigot. That's one thing I'm not. But I discriminate. I got to stay alive. So that's what I really wanted to talk about. I really wanted to talk about this certain population of people who feel conflicted and torn. And they're defending Amber because that side of them skin, and they want to defend her and say she was scared for her life, and we're being a little bit too harsh, and we have to get ourselves at a place of love and forgiveness. You gave all that kumbaya talk for yourself. Our history does not reflect that. Our history has never reflected that here in America. We are in a domestic violence relationship with America because the system is inherently racist. Inherently. It passed down from decade after decade, century after century. It has been passed down to people, and they still operate in such a system. So when we had this guilty verdict, we were excited about the guilty verdict because we don't see that. For a system that is just, we shouldn't have so many people excited about a verdict guilty. That lets you know that the system is racist. And the people that participate in the system and they're complicit with the system, they're just as racist. They're just as racist. So I'm about to get on out of here. Yeah, for the love and support. Let me reiterate to everyone on on Facebook that came in kind of late. I am going to start doing my videos on YouTube. So you want to start getting familiar with my YouTube channel. Facebook, they didn't shut me down today because I was nice today, I guess. I guess I was nice and people were learning today, so they didn't report. You know, I have those questionable people in my audience that keep them shut because they know the minute they reveal themselves, I will block and delete them. They know that about me. Anybody negative, they know I block and delete them. So they haven't reported me today. Kudos to those people. They learned something today. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stay on Facebook. So you got to come over to YouTube. My YouTube channel, just put in Dr. Shauna 10. I'm going to be on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to be over here anymore. Leslie, I told them early, I guess she's talking about her kids. I told them early that they could never go to their white mates' homes for sleepovers. Oh, hell no. And I told them it's because I don't trust white people with my children in their homes. Go ahead, Leslie. Leslie said it. But my kids never asked to go over to a white class. As a matter of fact, my kids can't stay at nobody's house, Leslie. So I get what you're saying. And I told you I'll discriminate against everybody. So my kids cannot go to nobody's house. My kids can't sleep at no black person's house, no Chinese person's house, no white person's house. You know why? Because people hurt children. Black people hurt children. White people hurt children. When it comes to children, that's the only time you're going to get a rise out of me. If you talk about my children or you coming at my children, that's the only time you're going to get a reaction from me. Everything else in life bother me. I'm like, whatever. I'm an Aquarius. Roll off my back. Keep it moving. Don't bother me. Talk about my children. There's a situation and we got a problem. But yeah, I appreciate your tuning in. I appreciate your tuning in. Okay, so Queen, she says, I hear you. I hear that too. Isn't it something how they are creators of racism but will not take ownership of it? You already know that. Say that. Say that, Queen. You already know that. You already know that. The best authors on earth. But anyway, let me get on out of here. I'll go get my son. Thank you guys for tuning in. So you like and share the video. My Facebook community, come over to YouTube. Just search Dr. Shauna. You will find me. That's all you have to put in Dr. Shauna or hashtag Dr. Shauna Speaks. Whatever you do, you will find me. You will find me. Just over. Laura, it says, that's how my kids didn't spend the night. This was my mom. The only people my kids can go to is family, unless you was a questionable family member. If you was a family member and you had bad vibes, my kids didn't go to you either. So my kids are like me. We're hermits. We're sociable. We know a lot of people, but we don't let people in our homes, and we select who homes we go into. I don't know people. People are evil. People are evil. But anyway, I love every last one of you guys. I love you too, Queen. I love every last one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me what you think about this video in terms of Amber being a race soldier and how as black people need to stop defending white people when we don't really know their inner thoughts. Just keep it in mind. Keep your relationship professional. Keep it ethical. Keep it how they keep it with you. Stop trying to blend in with them all the time. They manage their relationship with us well. They don't blend in with us. Trust and believe. Okay, I'm out. Love you guys. Be well.